Okay,
drivers on time,
allow me to
so
welcome
it's early.
everybody. This is the regular meeting of the North Oakland Transportation Authority. Today is Thursday, March 21st, 2024, and we're meeting at the NOTA offices. The board has been presented with an agenda. We'll find that we'll start now with a roll call and then pay respects to the flag.
McDonald?
Here.
Sarowski?
Here.
Wakefield excused. Medor?
Here.
Urbanowski? Curtis?
Here.
Pearson?
Here.
Payne is excused. Burnett is excused. Flood?
Here.
Ann is excused. And Tanya? Here. Or, well, I'm sorry. Thank you.
Okay, very good. We do have a quorum. Proceed with respect to the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, board's been presented with an agenda. Are there any additions, changes? Make a note on the closed session that your legal update will involve both legal matters and a property discussion.
I move to approve the agenda as amended.
There's a motion and a second to approve the agenda as amended. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Okay, the motion carries. The board's been presented with the minutes of the last regular meeting held February 15th of 2024. Are there any questions, changes, corrections? If not, a motion to approve would be in order.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none. All in favor of approval of those minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Okay. Motion carries. Board looked through its packet. We have the director's report. Lynn, would you like to give a verbal report at this time?
Sure. Good afternoon, everybody. First, I'd like to welcome Eli Cooper, the transit manager from Oakland County here. For those who did not know, thank you for coming. Appreciate that.
And we might want to mention Emma's here
Oh, yeah.
and
Mike's over here.
Okay.
Mike Jocelyn, our operations manager.
Okay.
Ellen Pavloa is our head dispatcher and workflow manager as well. So thank you for coming. And, this month has been a month of growth for sure. March 1st is when we started our independence pilot, and it's we've definitely taken off. We've grown from 28 to 39 routes, and our rides in January to February went up about 30%, and then from February to March went up another 30%, and we're expecting just a continued increase. We're looking to be about 8,000 rides for March, which is we were at 6,100 for February and 47 in January. So you can see the incredible growth that we're against. The pilot has been 3 weeks today, on the 21st. It's been going really well. We've had good responses as far as everyone, the service that we've been given, and I think the independence people have been very happy as well. And we just got the approval today to start with the gate installation, the automatic gates, and that process will be starting. And we're looking to grow up to 50 routes for 24, which is what part of the budget adjustments are. I do have a couple budget adjustments that we can go over later in a little bit more detail. And we did a mandatory driver training on Saturday, March 2nd, where the drivers got a refresher on wheelchair and difficulty of mobility securement. So it was a great hands-on lesson with all of our drivers, who did a great job teaching the importance of complacency and all the dangers of that. And Emma did a great job. She's our in-house trainer for safety and sensitivity, and it's a great day. Working on a mobility grant right now, along with SMART and VODA and OPC, where we're all requesting one vehicle to be used for cross-border trips. So that's a grant that we're all working on together. That's due next week. The audit is underway. That process is going on. And our Adept IQ, which is our dispatch software, that is going to be pushed back to probably June. So SMART is going to go live this week.
That went live Tuesday.
Tuesday, this week. So, yeah, so they're starting, so they're going to be the first one, and then I think it's Sterling Heights, and then we're next. So sometime around June is when that's expected. We have a rural transit workshop coming up in April that we'll be attending. And just want to talk to you about the dispatch growth and how much we've grown. Just going from, we used to have 2 dispatchers in there, one just from 5:30 in the morning till 1, and one from 9 to 5, and now we're 4 at all at the same time. And along with that, in the same room, it's the call value has just grown to about 300 calls a day, and that goes along with the applications and the drivers on the radio and the incoming emails and the reconciliations and the schedule prep are down to about, or we've grown from like 156 to 323 rides a day. So we've grown, just incredible. So that's the update. Next meeting is April 18th. Thank you.
I move to receive the following director's report.
Second?
We have a motion and a second to receive and file the director's report. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Okay, moving on then. Non-members of the board, do you have any comments to address the board this evening? This is a public comment. Hearing none, we'll move on then to closed session, which will be for the review of legal matters and property discussion. Motion carried. We're back in regular open session. We didn't, it's not here on the agenda, but the idea came up, and Lynn suggested that our meeting location probably would facilitate a change for them and for us. In other words, they need to utilize the space they have here in this area for their operations, and reserving it for a board meeting is
Not a great use of space.
inconvenient.
Not a great
Inconvenient
use
at
of
the
space.
least, and so I'd like to open it up real briefly under, we'll just call it under new business for lack of a better way, or public comment. What's the board's thoughts? I don't think anybody wants to travel to the village of London to have a monthly meeting. Do we need a facility closer, or?
Where were we the last couple times? Not.
At the Oxford
You were
Township.
just at, can't we just go there?
Well, that's up to the host.
There's no problem, I can schedule a room.
Yeah, see?
I was gonna ask Joe, what
We could do the same thing.
community room?
I don't think
is
we
it?
have any, or council chambers, either one. We
Yeah.
don't have anything scheduled, like a planning commission or ZBA, or I don't think we have anything on Thursdays like this.
You're going to be doing your
That's-
parking lot though?
Yeah, it wouldn't be a good time then.
Let's flex
Maybe come
it.
July.
This-
You rotate it around.
That's a good point, but this would be an indefinite change. I mean, we're going to have to amend our meeting schedule and play. And
I was thinking about the tap, but
I'm all in favor.
I'm not raising my hand for that vote, I like it. So, like the Polynesian Trail, we move it around, right?
Right.
And for instance, some of you guys are
We used to
from
do
Orion
that.
Township.
We used to do that here as well until we purchased this.
Right, so perhaps Orion Township might be an option for those who are from that area, so they don't have to drive here all the time as
Too
well.
much traffic down there.
Especially on Thursday afternoon, when they leave, right?
it was difficult though to keep track of where we're, you know.
Yeah, I had to put it in my calendar.
And that's
It's
what
better just to have a central location.
There you go.
I'm suggesting that probably the village or the township of Oxford are both good central choices.
Give me the dates you want.
That would be
Send
early
me-
schedule.
Send me an email with the dates that you want us to host, and I'll,
Always the third,
but
Minus
next month?
December.
third Thursday of every
December.
month.
Okay. In July usually.
Next month?
July, yeah, that's
No,
right.
there's,
July or
uh,
December.
Well,
Okay.
thank you.
Let me know.
Get into it, and Lynn, if you'll work on that, and then once we know for sure that it's available, then we'll have to adopt at our next meeting, we'll have it on the agenda to adopt that as the new location. Right.
So is next meeting gonna be?
Would you like the next meeting?
Yeah, that would be helpful at this point.
Yeah,
Start
we
moving
can start
furniture.
moving stuff around.
Right.
I know in small towns, it's easy to play with your agenda, but this is, if we get it taken care of today, that would be great.
Wait.
The April 18th meeting?
Yes.
I have a hard time getting up to your place. Closing off Clarkston Road, Baldwin, closing off.
Indianwood's
closed down.
Yeah.
Those are my back ways to get here. I'm gonna have to go to Clarkston, then come into Oxford.
What do you think, Jack? Let you work on that?
I'm working on it right now.
Are there any public comments while, for interview? If not, without crowding Jack, we'll move on to receive and file the monthly rider and mileage report.
So moved.
Oh, my apologies.
Well, we gotta do a.
Yeah, we got a lot more to do. I just realized.
As soon as I mention the taps, you know.
My weakness.
Yeah, we gotta go.
Okay.
Financial.
Okay, we'll move to number 9. My apologies, council. I think on other agendas we handled this earlier, but the financial activity, the informational, it's a pleasure of the board.
Move to receive and file.
Support.
Okay, motion and second to receive and file the financial activity. All in favor of the motion, please say aye.
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 Opposed, please say no. Approval of the bills in the amount of $174,304.82. It's a pleasure of the board.
I move to approve the February 2024 bills in the amount of $174,304.82. Support.
Thank you. Any questions on the motion? Quick roll call, please, Liz.
Sure. McDonald?
Yes.
Sarowski?
Yes.
McDermott?
Yes.
Curtis?
Yes.
Pearson?
Yes.
Flood?
Yes.
Waffle?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Motion carried. All in favor. 2024 budget adjustment approvals. This is the part of these budget adjustments are associated with the approval of 4 new positions and 4 pay adjustments. Now, that doesn't mean that there's only 4 people involved. This is actually the creation, as you saw in the packet, of identification and the operation of different positions, including the driver. What's the formal description?
There's a lead driver.
Lead drivers, of which there will be up to 10, and they would be responsible as described there in the packet, but also they're basically the people that will be training and working with a specific number of drivers underneath them, and they will ultimately report to the new position that would be between the lead drivers and Mike, and I'm not sure what's that position?
Operations coordinator
Right.
and trainer. And so that position will be kind of overseeing the lead drivers. So the lead drivers will train the drivers when they're with packets, like that we put together that all our new hires have. There's daily sign-off sheets that the lead drivers will then make sure it's filled out. We'll give it to the operations coordinator, then he'll oversee to make sure that it's done correctly, if not, it'll be completed. And then if there's issues with the driver, so if there's, you know, if, Mike, you can give me some examples too. So if the vehicle goes down and they need help, the lead drivers will still be running a route, so they'll still be driving, but they're kind of going to be kind of a intermediator between.
1, 2, 3.
So not everybody's calling Mike right now, so we need to build in some levels so that he's not handling.
That's 81 drivers.
There's actually more, because it's actually.
Well, I'm not counting your on-call drivers.
Oh, yeah, but we actually have more than that, so.
Well, what my point is, that's a lot of drivers to be working for one person.
And that was the.
I thought it happened.
And it's not just the drivers.
Span of control is not 81 people plus.
Exactly.
And Emma, as Lynn described earlier, the dispatchers have increased over 4 times. And
I didn't
so
even want to go there.
they also need management. So Lynn has suggested that and rename a position for Emma, and that's one of the reasons Emma was here tonight, so you'll know who we're talking about.
Lead dispatcher.
Well, she was lead, but plus more. She does.
Plus more.
Oh, she's
The actual
actually
title
kind of-
is.
Workflow manager is what
Workflow.
she decided. So she oversees the schedule, makes sure things are done. She actually does the driver schedule. Mike helps with that. She helps me with a lot of other administrative duties, helps Mike with a lot of administrative duties. She's in charge of a lot, and she's very organized. She has our schedules all on, our documents all on OneDrive, keeps us all organized, make sure we're all aligned. She helps with training, she helps with scheduling of, like, if a new driver comes on, she has a separate calendar to make sure everyone knows what driver's training. So she's overseeing that on top of all the stuff. And still taking calls.
You're not top heavy.
And these descriptions are in your packet, so they're very well spelled out. And also, as I said, Lynn has shown or provided the budget amounts. We do have 2 options though in that process of increasing the budget for 2 different levels of service. So I will let Lynn speak to that at this point in time, because this administrative changes are funded by that adjustment either way, but there are other, the purchase of extra vehicles or the 10 extra vehicles, et cetera, is optional, depending on what the board decides, basically. I expressed this earlier, is we're looking at the 50 routes for 2024. Lynn, there is mention of additional routes?
No.
54 or something?
Oh, 57 vehicles.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, just
57
because
vehicles.
we need to have enough
Right,
spares.
okay.
So we'll end up having 57 or 50. So we're right now at 39 routes. In June, we're just starting to get into Independence, and as we're seeing those rides increase, as soon as we put on a new route, and it's getting filled very quickly. And I feel like we're just touching the surface on what the need is. Our rides for Independence, which is really the same population as of Orion Township, is only like 18% of what Orion Township is. I feel like once that word gets out, those rides are going to increase. We're supposed to be doing an advertisement in all the local papers in April. Once people figure that out, and then by June, we're supposed to offer general population rides for our overflow. So basically, we'll have, if we work our way up to 50 routes, and that won't be done overnight. That we've been usually adding one every few weeks as the need go. So we'll only add as demand requires, but we foresee that that will be filled up pretty quickly. So we've been doing it, how quickly would you say, each every few weeks or three?
Every couple of weeks, essentially, we're, assessing exactly where we need a new route in the scale of, what time periods during the day have the most capacity already filled. And then we are adding the routes. We also want to make sure that we're ready. So, it might look like we have excessive amounts of drivers right now, but we need 2.5 drivers to cover a route when we've got mostly a part-time demographic that are filling those roles. So, yeah, it's happening very quickly, and we want to have everybody ready to go as soon as this ad comes out and as we fill up. It's happening very quickly.
And associated with that, and I'm jumping the gun a little bit, but the county has asked that June 1st, we start to try and transport more public. In other words, not our normal targeted demographic of veterans, seniors, etc. And I appreciate you being here because, Eli, because we had a lot of discussion about this when we thought about participating in the Oakland County Transportation Program. And our priority, I think I speak for everybody here, our priority is to service those that have the highest need. And not to say that able-bodied people don't have the same needs, they obviously do. But we have placed the public access on an as-available basis. And the county went along with that initially. So going forward, that, as you can hear, we're pressed to manage our normal clientele. Going public will be on an as-available basis because we just can't promise to deliver that many people efficiently and safely with our current situation. It's not a lame excuse. It's the reality of facilities, vehicles, and budget, obviously. So as long as the county is on board for the expansions that Lynn has proposed in this budget, it's up to the board that we can take a vote on how we want to proceed. So does anybody else want to speak?
So, if I could just respond quickly. First and foremost, what I want to do is clarify, as the county's transit manager, I would be more than happy to take the information that the board is, and Lynn is preparing, to the Board of Commissioners for its consideration. I am not a commissioner, I am not a voting member, I am not the decision maker, but I'm comfortable with everything that I'm hearing. We have been provided a copy of these draft materials, have discussed them internally at the staff level, and this is consistent with the direction of the language of the millage in the context of expanding service to the residents within the entire county. And that with regard to the interest of meeting those special population groups that have been the historical base of NODA and the other operators, we acknowledge that in our contract language. As a matter of fact, it says that expansion to general public for, and I remember if we say that that not that they're secondary, but that to the extent that there's excess capacity beyond meeting the needs of the specialized populations are listed, actually spelled out in our agreement. So to the extent that if you're fully, if you will, consumed in terms of your capacity meeting those needs, it's not that we have an expectation, but that my expectation would be that we will work with your team to figure out what additional resources are necessary to provide the services consistent with what the expectations are in the public.
And these will still be scheduled rides. We're not running a fixed route where we just pick people up wherever they happen to call.
That's where we all are today.
Okay.
And again, that's part of where we're bringing on this consulting firm to forecast the future.
Okay.
To the extent that we continue to have multiple origins and multiple destinations and individual travelers, it's not going to lend itself to a fixed or flexible routing other than demand responsive. But when we begin to layer over additional types of demands and the future growth anticipated in communities, it may be different 5-10 years from now, and we're going to at least take out our crystal ball and take a look at that.
Okay, thank you. Any questions from the board? No? If not, Lynn, do you want to go into perhaps just the difference between the two options that we have before us?
Yes, so both options include the positions that I've outlined in the separate budget adjustment 24 for the positions and salary adjustments, and then include the job description. So that's on both options. Option 2 would include going from 40 to 50 routes. So option 1 would just basically be maintaining what we currently have. Right now we have 39 routes, so it really would be just adding one additional route. That's what we additionally had budgeted at the beginning of the year. Just based on how quickly that we're expanding, I suggest that we need to move up to 50 routes just to be able to even handle any kind of increase. So I'm suggesting we do option 2. With that, we would be purchasing 10 transit vehicles through Hoekstra. That's a state contract. We actually had put them on order. They were supposed to be due sometime in June. We put them on order about a year ago, along with slowdown, I think all the providers put in an order not knowing what we would need. But we just got word that we have VIN numbers. They're supposed to be in production probably sometime this summer. So option 2 would be including the purchase of that, which is $937,000, and then it's just the extra hours to operate those 10 routes. And then we've also included additional money for drivers training and also independent township expenses, which include the gate, parking signs, office supplies, cameras, phones and whatnot for the office that we have set up over there.
And then vehicles.
And then just vehicles.
If the larger amount is due to
The vehicles.
the vehicles, the extra cost for vehicles.
So do we need a motion to approve just your second
Yes.
option? I'd like to make that motion that we accept the second option.
Support.
Okay. We have a motion in mind, Lynn, motion to authorize the director to amend the budget for the purpose of the new positions and the new pay adjustments per the submitted plan, as well as the approval to purchase 10 Ford Transits from Extra under state contract at that stated amount.
$9,598,496, Lynn?
Yes.
Include that in the final. Is the board clear on the motion? Any questions?
We just don't want to lose those 10 vehicles. Right, they would go to someone else otherwise. So.
You're okay with the motion?
Yes.
As a maker, Carol, you're okay?
Yeah.
Okay, we have a roll call in for approval of the motion.
Sure. McDonald.
Yes.
Senrowski.
Yes.
Madore.
Yes.
Curtis.
Yes.
Pearson.
Yes.
Flood.
Yes.
Walpole. Yes.
Okay, motion carried. Thank you very much. Okay, well, any news on meeting location?
Yeah, I scheduled a conference room for
Okay.
April 18th,
So
4:30.
then, from this date, or from that date forward, all meetings will be at
Oxford
Township,
Township,
unless-
300 Dunlap Road.
300 on that,
Yep.
unless otherwise noted. And we'll need to have that Well, I guess we should make a
Yes,
motion.
we need a motion and it's a yes.
Is there such a motion?
I'll make a motion that we meet at the Oxford Township offices the third Thursday of every month at 4:30
Or as per our approved,
as our approach.
per our approved dates? So really all we're doing is making a location change. Okay, Mr. Pearson, is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Flood? Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed,
Aye.
please say no. Okay, motion carries, thank you. We already had public comments, we did the, didn't we receive the file? No, we didn't. Receive and file the monthly rider and mileage report?
We started to.
Yeah, we did.
So moved.
Somebody corrected me.
I'll second.
Thank you, Mike. Okay, we have a motion and a second to receive and file the monthly rider and mileage reports. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Okay, motion carries.
Mr. Chair?
Board member comments? Tanya? Anything?
I'm out.
Okay. Carl?
No.
Jack?
Thank you.
Bruce?
I would say we're moving forward pretty fast. I think we should just, every time, just slow down and think a little bit. That was a good statement that you said, that the federal government has all kinds of money. We shouldn't be jumping too fast because we may get an awful lot of help from the federal government to set up a brand new facility someplace that might be built right from the ground up that meets all of our needs. So I think it's a good idea just to see where else we can get help.
And obviously, if, as need arises, stopgap measures such as parking areas with gated entrance and that will just have to suffice for now. And we'll see how it goes. Okay, Joe, comment?
Happy Easter.
Okay, well that, unless there's other business come before the board, is there a motion for adjournment?
Motion to adjourn. Second.
All in favor of the motion to adjourn, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no.
Got to turn on the paperwork that you said?